Hello everyone, welcome to Radical Readers with me, Miss Hannah. And today we're going to be reading the first two chapters of this book. It's called Nancy Clancy, Super Sleuth. And it's by Jane O'Connor and it's illustrated by Robin Press Glacier. And this is book one of this series. There you could see book one of the Nancy Clancy series. There's the back of it. You could see Nancy Clancy with her friend there. And there's Nancy Clancy on the front. So just looking at this book, what do you think this is going to be about? She's got a magnifying glass there and a notebook, a trench coat. Maybe a mystery? Yeah, I think you're right. A mystery. So let's find out what this is about. We're going to go to the first chapter here. And chapter 1 is called Hardly a Mystery. Let's find out. And right in the front, you can see Nancy. There she is, hiding in a plant. She's got her sunglasses on. And let's find out what happens. Nancy Clancy was all set to solve a mystery. She had a fancy magnifying glass, complete with rhinestones. She had a spiral notebook and a flashlight. She had sunglasses, a floppy hat with a floppy brim, and a pink trench coat. A trench coat was the kind of raincoat that detectives wore. She had superb detective skills. She was naturally nosy, so she was good at snooping. And investigating was the professional word for snooping. Really, the only thing Nancy was missing was a mystery. If only more criminals lived around here, she said to her father. He was at the kitchen table reading the Sunday sports page. What? He said without looking up. Nobody ever gets kidnapped. I bet there's never even been a jewel heist. Then, in case her father didn't know, Nancy added, that means a jewel robbery. Nancy sighed. I wish we lived somewhere like River Heights. That's where Nancy Drew lived. Nancy loved Nancy Drew books. She had read 5 so far. And in River Heights, criminals are lurking around every corner. Sounds fun, her dad murmured. Nancy's mother came into the kitchen, Nancy's little sister trailing behind her. She had on her blue flippers that made a slapping sound as she walked. Have either of you seen JoJo's snorkel mask? Nancy's mom asked. Nancy's little sister hardly ever took off her snorkel mask or her flippers. JoJo and her friend Freddie liked to pretend they were deep-sea divers searching for buried treasure. Nancy's mom poured herself coffee. We've looked everywhere. It's a mystery where it went. Mystery. Nancy just heard the magic word. Okay, so it wasn't a big deal mystery, but all great detectives had to start somewhere. She spread her arms. Ta-da! Nancy Clancy, Super Sleuth, at your service. Aw, honey, her mom smiled. You'll look for it? Sure, my rates are very reasonable. Nancy paused. Only kidding, your family. So my services are free. Nancy went and slipped on her pink trench coat. It was important to dress like a professional. JoJo, I just need to ask you a few questions, she said, pulling her notepad from her pocket. Trust me, we'll get to the bottom of this. At that moment, Bree appeared at the back door. She was wearing a trench coat too, and hers was purple. JoJo left this at our house. Bree was holding a snorkel mask. Thanks, Nancy's mom said. Then she turned to Nancy. Sorry, sweetie. Nancy scowled. Her first case was closed before it even got opened. I have to pick up a book for my mother. It's at the twins' house, Bree told Nancy. Come with me. Okay, that's the end of chapter 1. So that mystery got solved pretty quickly. Now we're going to go to chapter 2, and it's titled Snooping. And here is Nancy and Bree. They look like they are snooping, aren't they? Here we go. The book from Bree's house was in the Pulaski's mailbox. Nancy and Bree were about to walk back home when Bree held a finger to her lips. Shh, listen. Nancy could hear the Pulaski twins arguing in the backyard. No fair, Wanda shouted. I get to pitch now. No, it's still my turn, Rhonda said. It's not. Rhonda and Wanda were a year younger than Nancy and Bree, and they were both superb at sports and very nice, except to each other. They got into lots of fights. Not just yelling fights, but hitting fights. Let's investigate, Nancy said. She looked around. The coast is clear. The girls dropped to their knees and crawled to the side of the twins' house. They tiptoed along the wall, their backs pressed flat against it. Silent as cats, they stopped at the porch and hid behind an outdoor grill. Neither twin had spotted them. It was like Nancy and Bree were invisible, and they smiled and high-fived each other. Here comes my fastball, Rhonda started spinning her arm around like a pinwheel. I quit, Wanda threw down her mitt. I'm not playing anymore. She started to stomp off, and Rhonda spun her arm around once more and let go of the ball. Just in time, Wanda saw the ball whizzing right at her. She sprang forward to catch it. Whoops! She missed. Double whoops. She stumbled and landed face down on the ground. Oh, that had to hurt. Nancy peeked over at the top of the grill. Wanda's bleeding. She split her lip. I can't look. Bree stayed hunched down. She hated the sight of blood. Nancy watched Wanda pull herself up. She was crying, blood all over her mouth and chin, and her hands too. Wanda looked like something out of a horror movie. You did that on purpose, Wanda yelled at Rhonda. I'm going to get back at you. I'm going to tell Nancy what you did the other day. Rhonda froze for a second. Nancy did too. You swore you wouldn't tell, Rhonda shouted. Tough. I'm telling Nancy. Nancy wanted to pop up from behind the grill and shout, Tell me what? But Bree grabbed her by the arm and yanked her down. We're snooping, remember? Bree hissed. A moment later, the twins' dad appeared on the back porch, and he looked mad. Are you two fighting again? He said. Then he took each one of them by the arm and marched them back inside the house. That was the end of chapter 2, and I just am enjoying this so much. I think we should read just the first little tiny section of chapter 3. So chapter 3, the plot thickens. And this is what Nancy says. So, what is Rhonda scared I'll find out? What secret has Wanda been keeping? Nancy made her voice go soft and spooky. It's the secret of the twins, she giggled. Doesn't that sound like a Nancy Drew mystery? Okay, well, that gets you started for chapter 3. And I am so curious, what is the secret of the twins? If you want to find out, you can finish reading this or listen to it on audiobook. We have it here at the library. You can give us a call, or you can check it out online right on your tablet or phone or computer. So thank you so much for joining me. I enjoyed reading with you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.